What's the one thing that's outlasted all of my watch collection? A watch box. Today, N Watch Cases has sent me this watch box. It's exceptional. It really is, guys. You guys have asked me to review some watch boxes and I've not had a chance, and this has been sent out to us. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's really, really good though, and I want to express what to look for in a good watch case compared to an average one. So guys, stick around as we check this out today. Okay, welcome back to the channel, guys. So as you can see here, we have a watch case. It's from N Watch Cases in St. Petersburg, Russia. It's not cheap, but it's not a standard watch case either. This particular one is customized. I got it customized to my personal specs. It's exactly what I want. It's exactly what I desire for a watch box, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So they've sent it out. We don't have to send it back, which is a fantastic thing. But I tell you what, guys, they sent me a watch box last year, November last year. You guys asked me, can you review a watch box? Can you review a watch box? So I got these guys to send out a watch box to me. It arrived in a month, completely damaged. It was destroyed in transit. It was smashed up. It was terrible. So I recontacted them. I said, look, the watch box is here. It's broken. And they said, no problems, Pete. We'll send you another one. I said, you know what? Before you send me another one, can I customize it? And they said yes. And I'm so glad they did, and I'm so glad that they've got that facility on their website. And this is exactly what I like. So without further ado, guys, let's check this thing out. So as you can see here, we've got a nice postcard from Russia, Vostok Watchmakers Christopol. Very nice. Hey Pete, glad to work with you. Thanks for the great channel, Nikita and Nelly. Nikita and Nelly, which is N Watch Cases. So thank you very much for that, guys. Let's open this up. We'll take the watch box out. So it comes with a box within a box. So as you can see, it's beautiful, the finish. It's actually a walnut finish. I decided I wanted a nice solid top because for me personally, having a display case, something with glass, they're lovely, but I just don't like the cleaning and the fingerprint. So I've always liked more solid boxes like this, and to me this looks amazing. It absolutely, what I've got in the hand here, guys, the finish, the quality of this thing is incredible, and I'm really hoping the video is going to do this justice. I really do. So let's open her up. Inside we have, as you can see, their card. N Watch Cases, Gentleman Accessories, that's their website, n&nwatchcases.com. We'll put that aside, and they also have a nice cleaning cloth. Wonderful. So, but this is what we're interested, guys, and it's very specific why I got it designed this particular way. And the reason I say that is because the sizing of every single hole here is exactly what I need, and I think is beneficial to watches. So I'll take, look, I've got the Mueller Glasutte on here. I'll take this off for a second. This particular watch is sized to my 7-inch wrist. And when they contacted me, they said, Pete, what's your wrist size? And I said, how come? They go, because the cushions, they're customized to your wrist size, which is brilliant. So I said, look, I've got a 7-inch wrist. So ideally this watch should fit on this perfectly. So let's have a look. Look at that. Spot on. Beautiful. That is lovely. So this fits spot on for this particular watch or this particular wrist size. There you go. So as you can see here, that watch is sitting quite comfortably. There's plenty of space on each side, and this is one of the things that drew me to this company. I'll show you something else. I've got a Seiko here. This is a Seiko Turtle. It's a modified one, but it's a 44mm case. We'll put this one on the actual, in the box itself. There you go. Place that in there. So if you can have a look at that, that's a 44mm, that's a 42mm. There is so much space between these watches. Number one, they're never going to get damaged. You've got hardwood in between every slot. Brilliant. So it's nice, they're all separated. You've got, you can probably see it here, you've got a felt top as well. So as far as scratches are concerned, or these things coming, you know, and loosened up and everything in the box, it's not going to happen. So I like to store my, whether it's quality watches or whether it's cheaper watches and I'm starting out a collection, I think it's nice to store them in a nice way, in a presentable way, so that you've got something that you feel good in coming back to, guys. You really do. So that's really important to me. So now the reason I say it's important to have good spacing between watches is obviously from scratching purposes. You don't want them to touch and to grind. And look, it doesn't matter whether you've got an expensive watch, you know, a $400-500 watch, or a $2,000-3,000 watch, 10,000. It's irrelevant. At the end of the day, I think it's nice to present them in a good way. And I'll show you guys something. Let's move this aside for a sec. I'll get something from here. This is a standard watch box that I've normally been using for years. You know, these are about, you know, $30-40. They're inexpensive. They hold about, what, 1 2 3 4 5 10 watches. These hold 8. I wanted 8 because, specifically for those who know me, I like to narrow my collection down to 8 watches. That's 8 good watches that I like, that I rotate throughout the week. They're special watches to me. So that's my, for those who saw my video last October, State of the Collection, I had a watch box that I was using, and it was a specific box that I purchased a while ago. I haven't been able to find the retailer, so when N Watch Cases said to me, do you want a watch box? I said, this is how I want it made. Very similar to what that was. Probably a little bit better this is. It's only because its cushions are slightly bigger, there's nicer spacing and all the rest. But getting back to this, I'll show you guys something. So if you look at the cushion sizes on these, yeah, the width as well as the size of it, there is a marked difference, but this is where the difference comes in, guys. I'll show you. I'll take this off. We'll put it back into this particular case. So that's relatively loose in here, as you can see. So it's not sized to my wrist, which is a fair enough call. Let's get this one here as well. We'll pull this one out, put that back, and place the Seiko, the 44mm as well in here. There you go. So as you can see here, there's literally no space between them. So that's a 44mm, that's a 42mm. If that had the crown on the right hand side at the 3 o'clock, they'd be scraping. And I've got so many watches that are around the 42, 44, 43 mark, even 40mm and bigger crowns. They just touch and scrape, and that's a damn shame, you know. And that's, you know, these are just flimsy sort of boxes. They're not expensive, they'll do the trick, but I found so much of my collection has been damaged over time just by grabbing it, moving it, putting it back, you know, opening up, and then you're finding your case has got fine scratches, and you go, where are these things coming from? Well, it's from your storage. It's really simple. So if we look at the specifications, the size of each particular slot, we have 56.2mm by 93.5. So I don't have any watches bigger than about 44, 45mm. So 56.2 is ample, but not only that, you also have about a centimeter of gap within that wood. So that's brilliant. There's more than enough separation this way and this way, which is cool. Now, coming to the watch dimensions itself, the box itself, we have 22mm by 27.5 and a 9.5mm height. So it's a nicely spec'd watch case. Beautiful design. I love the attention to detail, guys. I love the finish of this box. And what I have here is basically a walnut case. It's like I said, customized to my own specs from their website. And these are some of the customization features that they have on their website. You can basically decide from about 6 to 40 watches in a watch box, which is huge, depending on how many watches you have or how big you want this presentation box. The type of wood you want to choose, from redwood, walnut, white ashwood, or dark ashwood. This particular one I have here is walnut. I love it. I really do love the color. The interior, again, you can decide what sort of interior, from green, gray, black, and blue. And I chose gray. I think gray is a nice neutral tone, and it just seems to match well. Honestly, guys, aesthetically, this looks great. Aesthetically, what I'm looking at, and you know, the contrast between when I put my watches in here and to look down and to grab a watch and to say, gee, I really like that, I want to grab this today, put it back. It just makes you feel better about your hobby. It really does, guys. It just makes you feel special, and that's why we collect watches. It makes us feel special. It's like men's jewelry and attire, and why not, guys? It's a healthy hobby. So the other customizable features they have on this presentation box is the top, whether you want a solid top like this, or you can have museum glass. And I opted for solid top. Like I said, I don't like cleaning, having to clean fingerprints and all the rest. I'd rather have something more robust and solid. That's me. And also the cushion sizes. So the cushion size was designed to my particular spec. You've got 3 different sizes, I think. Small, which is from about 6.3 to 7.3 inch wrist, medium, which is 7.3 to 7.9, and you've also got large, which is 7.9 inches plus. So it's a bigger cushion altogether, and that fits my needs to a T. Now this particular watch box is not cheap, and I did mention it's customized to my particular specs. So this one here, as is, with walnut finish, grey interior, 8 watches, it comes in at $655 plus shipping. I hope you were sitting down. I hope you guys were sitting down when I said that. So, but look, it is a big ask. It is a big ask, and I think for those who have higher end watches, Rolexes, Omegas, Patek Philippe's, you know, anything that's of quality, and you're spending $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a watch, this is a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer. But there's some of us, and I include myself in that, you know, you might have your occasional Rolex or Omega, or you might have a Vostok or a Seiko, you know, a micro brand, something. I think irrelevant. I think it's really good to start with a good box and try to limit your collection. That's my personal philosophy. As a watch collector, I don't like having 1,000 watches. I really don't, guys. It just doesn't make me happy. I've had 75 or so watches at one particular stage, and I was so unhappy in this hobby. So I decided to move them on, give them away, sell some of them, give some to friends and relatives, you know, and I've limited my collection, and my goal is to limit it to 8. It's very simple. This is why I designed this box to my specs. That's what I want. That's what I want. And I like something like this. I like it when your manufacturer can do something specific to your needs. It is great. It's not cheap. Like I said, it's not a cheap box, but it's something that, you know, even looking underneath this thing, you can see felt lined. I think it's designed to go the distance, and something that you're going to look after. Wood, good finish, easy to maintain. So being watch collectors, guys, being enthusiasts in this hobby, I think it's nice to spoil ourselves with something decent. And look, it's not a cheap box. I get it. I really do. But on that note, we do throw $500 or $600 on watches, you know, Seikos, certain brands that aren't top tier, and yet I think another $500, sacrifice one watch. For me, this is a sacrifice of one watch to be able to get something where you can store a lot of watches, a lot of good stuff in here, you know, whether it's Rolex, whether it's Omega, whether it's Tudor, whether you've got a Seiko or Vostok, you know, it's irrelevant. You know, at the end of the day, your collection is your collection, and your favorite stuff, for me, it's nice to put in a box like this. But look, with every review that we do, there's always negatives with products, and with this particular one, it is that well made. It is so good. It's premium. It really is. The only negative I can pretty much find on this is the price. It is expensive, and you can't kid yourself. It's an expensive watch box. I suppose, do you get what you pay for? Well, guys, you be the judge. What I have in my hands here, it's really nice. It's really good. It is a premium feel. So, but I wanted to share that with you guys. If you didn't take anything away from this video, guys, at least take away the fact that, you know, certain specs to look for when storing watches. You know, I think for me, importantly, it's really important to be able to have the right spacing between watches. You know, you don't want them rubbing. You don't want them sort of getting loose and just getting thrown around in the box. So that's important. And again, it doesn't matter the quality or the level of your watches, how expensive they are. They're your watches. Look after them. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you again, and we'll see you in the next video.